Hi everyone, this is Alaha. Welcome to the Kindness Show. In this episode, I will talk about the kindness sharing work that we have been doing in Afghanistan and the United States. We are particularly working on homeless people, so we are serving them in the United States, and also we are supporting displaced people in Afghanistan. This time we have a very noble guest in our show, Mr. Bart Marcois. He is a former diplomat, a very successful businessman, and also a current active politician in our DMV area. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alaha. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you here because it's so difficult to have politicians in our shows.
Well, I'm happy to be here at any time.
And then, do you know what was the reason that we decided to have you in the Kindness Show?
No, why?
The first day when I met you and your wife, you both talked about how supportive you have been of your community, and then the people that I met with, everyone talked highly of you and your wife, and then I was like, these two are the best people that I should talk to them and involve them with the kindness sharing work that we have been doing.
Well, you're very kind. You're very kind yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So my people want to know that why we have homeless people in the United States, in a country that's a superpower and it's the richest country in the world. How is it possible to have homeless people in the United States?
It's a great question. I used to get that a lot when I was a diplomat. One of the founding principles of the United States is freedom and liberty. And that means we can choose what we want to be in life. And that means we can choose to go as high as we want. But if you're giving somebody the freedom to go as high as they want, you're also giving them the freedom to go as low as they want. People have freedom of choice, and they don't always use it well. And sometimes they use their choices to be the best people in the world. I'll never forget a man I met when I was in my 20s. He had never gone to college, but he worked as he was like the overseer, the manager of a big power generating plant in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, great.
He had people working for him who were engineers, who had master's degrees, who had PhDs, and he was the boss of all of them, and
Very
he had
impressive.
never gone to college.
Wow.
And I said, how did you do that without any education? And he said, it's not true that I didn't have education. He said, I worked for the utility company, the electric company. And he said, every time they offered training, I took it. I started out being the guy that went door to door reading the meters. But every time I had a chance to get training, I took it. Every time he had a chance to make a choice, he chose to make himself better, and then better, and then better. And by the time he was in his 50s, he had had so much training. He had more training through the electric company than he would have had going to college.
Exactly.
And he knew everything about operating a power plant, so he was the boss.
Yeah.
Now, I've known other people that were born into wealth and power. They went to college, they went to Harvard, or they went to Stanford, they got graduate degrees, and they're drug addicts, or they're alcoholics, or they're unhappy in some way. And that's the price of a free society. They are free to choose good or bad. And many of the people who are homeless have made choices that have limited their ability to improve their lives. And so they need help from us, from outside, to step in and give them that new chance to make a different choice, to make a better choice. Because sometimes when you make a whole lot of bad choices, you end up on the street without a home and you don't have any choices left.
Exactly.
So it's up to regular people to try to step in, if we can, and say, can I help you? Is there something that I can do for you? Not come in and force them, but come in and offer. and give
Yeah.
them a chance to make a better choice.
That's great. That's a great point that you mentioned.
What's your name?
My name is Keith. I'm
Keith.
homeless.
Well, what does kindness mean, like for you? Like, what is?
Well,
what do you-
kindness to me means helping one another, respecting one another, caring for each other. You know, just seeing that somebody like myself, you know, can have a better way. I'm homeless this holiday season, and with nice people like yourselves, you know, you make it better for a person like myself. I
What is your
appreciate it.
message for everybody, like for the holiday season? So that
My message for everybody is to, you know, don't look at homeless people as just nothing, you know, because anybody can be in a situation where they need some help, and it's always wonderful for another person to help them. It's really nice.
Exactly. That's why I have something for you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for all that you do for the homeless people. You always support them every year during this season. تشکر. تشکر.
Sir, so she brought you lots of food, and also there's blanket and jacket and sweater and also something that you can sleep. So there bed sheet and different types of food, canned food and spaghetti.
Okay.
So it's like for a few days that you can have it with your friends. Yeah.
Because of the season holiday, I want to know, like,
Thank you very much. God bless y'all.
thank you.
You two ladies are very beautiful, and thanks for helping out a homeless person today for this holiday season. I really appreciate it, and I can
we are
use everything.
together, like, celebrate the
So
holiday.
Yeah.
I think we are all humans. We have to help each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Because as I said earlier, only God is needless,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we all are needy.
Yes, ma'am.
We are in need of God's blessings in different ways.
Yes.
So we all need God to help us.
Thank
so
you very
we have
much.
to help each other in need. Yeah.
And everything is a help for me. Thank you very much,
course.
ladies.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate you. Happy holidays to
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you so much. God bless you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
مهربانی سخت میخواند و چشمانت سنم تازگی ها
Toots, America.
Great. I agree with you. I came on a scholarship, on talent scholarship, so I learned everything at school. But then there are so many things that social life is different than academic life, you know?
Yes.
So like we grew up in a different culture, for example, Afghanistan. So like as days and nights are different, so the culture is exactly different.
Yeah.
So when you go to the doctor's office, you just go and show up, right? But in the United States, you have to like make an appointment, and then on the day of your appointment, you have to go an hour earlier. So it's everything is a process, right? So it's not. It's I just mentioned that as
Yeah.
an example. So everything is like that.
We hate that too.
Yeah.
Doctors,
Yeah.
they make us come early, but they're always late. We sit
Yeah.
there and wait for them, and they're late. I tell them, you're late.
Yeah.
Our appointment was for 2, and the doctor's surprised.
Yeah.
And he says, well, I have a lot of patients. I said, I have a lot of appointments today, and I made an appointment to see you at 2.
Yes.
And next time I come, if you say you'll see me at 2, I expect
Yeah.
you to see me at 2.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they're a little surprised because they're used to being the boss.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so, yeah. Thank you so much. A very good point. Yeah. So the point that I'm bringing is that most immigrants fail, and then sometimes that they end up to become homeless. It's because of the system, how everything works against them sometimes. So then now my question is, as a community leader, what's your message for our community members? So how can we be supportive of each other? How can we be kind to each other to save our neighbors from falling down, from becoming homeless?
I think the beginning is awareness of each other. The beginning is awareness of your neighbors, and when you see your neighbors are having a difficult time, you step in and you try to help. You don't wait until they lose their home. You don't wait until they lose their job. You don't wait until there's some difficulty in the family. I can give you an example in my own life of somebody who was very kind to me.
Yes.
When I was a teenage boy, I first, my mother had 2 boys. We did not have a father in the home.
Okay.
She and my father were divorced, and they were divorced when I was this big,
Okay.
not even 1 year old.
Okay.
So I never knew him.
Oh.
I never,
So
I
sorry
didn't
for
meet
that.
him. I didn't know him. I didn't. So I grew up without a father,
Okay.
and a boy needs a father.
Exactly.
And when a boy becomes a teenager, he senses that need. And I was a teenage boy without a father, and there was somebody in my church who noticed that I needed some help. And he didn't wait until I did something really wrong and got in trouble. He stepped in, and he was just kind. That's all. He spoke kindly to me at church. He would invite me and my brother over to his home with his boys sometimes. Nothing really big. You know, we would have church in the morning and church in the afternoon. And in between times, he would say, you want to come over and, to my house for an hour? And he'd make us a sandwich, and we'd eat a sandwich, and we'd talk to him, and, we'd see him teasing his boys and playing with his sons, and we were part of that. We felt like we were part of that family.
That's awesome.
And that's the kind of thing we need to do with each other,
Exactly.
and not wait until somebody is homeless. Once somebody is homeless, the very best thing you can do is to talk to them. As you don't walk by and pretend you don't see them. If you don't have money to give, don't feel guilty that you can't give it. Sometimes you don't have it.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
But you can say, I don't have money. If I had money, I would give you money. But how are you today? When my wife and I first came to Washington, we were studying Arabic together, and because we were going to the Middle East and we needed
Yes.
to learn to speak Arabic, and we took a bus or the metro, and we walked along the street for maybe 7 or 8 blocks to the building where our Arabic classes were.
Yeah.
And there was a man who sat down there with a sign, asking for money.
Yeah.
And we didn't have money. We were barely out of college,
Yeah.
and I didn't make very much money from as a junior diplomat. But we started talking to him. I still remember him. His name was DeWitt. I won't say his full
great.
name, but I
Yeah.
know his full name. He actually did have a home. He told us where he lived, and he told us about himself. He was from South Carolina, and he was up here. He would like to go back to South Carolina. We talked to him twice a day, every
Awesome.
day, on our way into class and on our way out of class. And on our way out, we had a little more time, and we'd hang
Yeah.
around and talk. And we met a lot of the other people on the street that didn't usually talk to white people who wore white shirts and ties.
Yes.
But they
Yeah.
they knew us because they knew DeWitt, and DeWitt knew everybody. And we felt when we first started talking to him, we thought we were doing him a favor by talking to him.
Yeah.
By the end of our year
Yeah.
learning Arabic, we realized that he had done us a favor,
Yeah.
that we had learned so much from him. Our lives were enriched. And this is 37, 38 years ago, and here I
Wow.
am still talking about DeWitt.
Yes,
I still remember
exactly,
him. I
yeah.
still see his face.
Yes.
I still smile thinking of his smile
Yeah.
and the stories he told, and some of his friends who were all part of that community that we generally refer to as the homeless community.
Yes.
They all knew each other, and we knew all of them, and we were kind of involved. And that taught us an important lesson.
Yeah. The unity.
The unity, yeah,
the friendship,
the
the
common
kindness.
humanity.
Yeah.
If you do that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and you look at people and you don't say, oh, that's a homeless person, that's a bum, that's a beggar, that's a, whatever label you want to put on it.
Yeah.
You look at somebody and you say, that's a human being. That's a child of God. Can I communicate? And sometimes you can't. Sometimes they're mentally ill.
Exactly, yeah.
Or their mind is so affected by a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction, and they can't connect or they can't communicate.
Exactly.
And you learn very quickly then to just say good afternoon and to move on. Just a kind word so that they dimly recognize somebody sees me as a human.
Great. Yeah.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
What is kindness mean to you?
Helping others,
What is your message?
to help each other, to be kind and help one another if you can, community.
Right now, I want to give something to you because of the incident. If you like it,
So we have food for you, cookies,
Oh, okay, I appreciate it. Okay, thank you.
and also
and then prepare dinner for you. So yeah, and then it's
I appreciate
how it feels to be homeless and other people
It's
are
not a
having
good
homeless.
feeling. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. It's very.
What's your expectation from everyone?
Just be kind because just because you're in a down spot doesn't mean anybody can get into this situation. Anyone. It can happen to anyone.
You're right.
One
yeah.
day you could be up, and the next day you could be down.
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Be happy. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Of course.
God bless.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
I totally agree with you. That's very right, because if we do not communicate with people, it means that we are caging ourselves.
Yes.
We are caging our minds. So
Yes.
we are not allowing ourselves to grow because we are thinking that we are better than other people, which is not true, because it's always mutual. We give and we receive
Yes.
in different ways. It's a gift that every person has a different gift. So let's come to this question that so many people ask, so many people during the election supported the president. And now they are so much worried. They don't know what happens to them, what's there for their future, and their children are going to school. So I was the political advisor, media expert, and I had so many roles. So many people are very much worried about the current situation, so especially immigrants. So, and they are in our neighborhood, so they are worried about losing everything that they're having here. So they built something in 3 years, right? So what's your message to them? How can we assure them that they are safe?
Yeah, it's a difficult question, and it goes back to the idea of the law.
Yeah.
If they came here legally, they have nothing to fear.
Yeah.
If their status here is legal and they entered legally, they have nothing to fear. If they entered illegally, then there's a time in America, and this is a time in America where an overwhelming majority of Americans are worried about immigration by people that they don't know. They don't know who they are. They don't know whether the names that they're calling them are their real names. I have, I lived for a long time in the Middle East, and I have so many friends that are, Bou Ahmed. Everybody knows them as Bou Ahmed, or they're Saif al-Islam or something, and you think, well, that's his name. Well, sometimes I'd realize I'd known somebody for 10 years, but his real name was, the way I knew him, Saif Abbas, I would call a guy. Well, that was just his name and his father's name.
Yeah.
His real name was I won't say it, but
Something different. Yeah.
Something different.
Yes.
And I knew him for 2 years before I knew that.
Yeah.
Well, if a person is good, that doesn't matter. That's just a matter of oh, that's funny. That's
Yes.
your real name. But if somebody's bad,
Yeah.
well, and you don't know their real name,
Yeah.
and you don't know who they really are, and you don't realize actually this person is not an engineer, he's a murderer,
Yeah.
then you get frightened.
Exactly.
And we're at a point where a majority of Americans are frightened.
Mm-hmm.
And President Trump is not, he's channeling that general feeling. And he's saying, okay, you know, we want immigration. We welcome immigration. We want people here. It's immigration that's made America beautiful and powerful and lovely.
Yeah.
But we want to know who everybody is.
Yes.
And we want them to come in the front door. It's like your home.
Yes.
If you're a generous person, a noble person, and whether you're rich or you're poor, you open your home to people and say, please come in. Maybe I'm not rich, but maybe I have something, and I will share it with people who come in.
Yeah.
But if somebody comes in the back door and takes it,
Yeah.
and you didn't invite them,
Yeah.
and you don't know who they are, then you don't feel safe in your home.
Yeah.
And so there's that tension
Yeah.
between the immigrant community and the people who are already here. And as I said, we all came from immigrants
Yes.
at some point.
Yeah.
So we open our hearts
Yes.
and we open our nation to
Yeah.
immigration. We just want to know who they are, who they
Exactly.
really are. Are they coming in legally?
Okay.
I've found that the populations that are most angry or upset at illegal immigration are the populations of people who came here legally. They waited for 7 years or 9 years to get an immigrant visa.
Yeah.
And then they see people coming in and they say, wait a minute, I waited. I did it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not happy that somebody else sort of cut the line ahead
Yeah.
of them. And it's a very tough time right now.
Yeah, it's very tough time, especially for our community members that they
Yes.
suffer. They're panicking. They don't know what's there for them.
Yes.
So they say that their future is unknown. So they're very much worried about it.
Yeah, they're very worried,
Yeah.
and it's a time of great instability for them.
Yes.
I wish I could. That's something I can't do much about. I'm not an immigration lawyer,
I know.
and I don't know that section of the law very well.
Yes.
But you know, I can help people when I see somebody that needs help and it's within my means.
Yes.
That I can do.
Exactly.
Whether they're legal or illegally here, whether they're, you know, whatever kind of person they are, they're a human being, and if I can help them, I try to help them.
Great. So what's the plan of our president and politicians for homeless people in the United States, especially like in the DMV area, because we see them a lot nowadays. Yeah.
Sure. He's approaching this on several levels. One, he's prioritizing military veterans. Many of the homeless community are military veterans, and he's saying, okay, first of all, we need to take care of people that took care of us. They
Yes.
went overseas, they fought in wars, they got injured, keeping us safe. A lot of them have mental instability because of their military service. So first we take care of them. The
Yes.
Veterans Administration is getting a complete overhaul to take care of that population. Second, the mentally ill in general, not just veterans, but and most of the homeless population are mentally ill
Yes.
in some way. And for many decades now,
Yeah.
we've had this policy that you can't put somebody in a mental institution unless they check themselves in themselves. And if they say, I don't want to be here anymore, we can't force them to stay in. The president is trying to pass a legislation through Congress that says sometimes when a person is not mentally healthy, they don't know, they're not capable of choosing.
Exactly,
And
yes.
sometimes we have to address that mental illness and straighten out that problem before we say, oh, you should live in this shelter, where guys like my friend DeWitt will get in a fight because some mentally ill guy tried to stab him.
Yes.
And it wasn't anything against DeWitt. He thought he was a devil. You know, he
Yeah.
was hallucinating and he thought he was a devil. And so DeWitt had to defend himself, and the guy with the knife went to jail. DeWitt just got probation.
Yes.
But still, you know, he didn't start the fight, but a
Exactly.
mentally ill guy attacked him.
Yes.
So DeWitt said, I don't want to go back in a homeless shelter.
Yes.
I won't stay there.
Yes.
And so that's something the president is doing. He's
Yeah.
trying to address
Great.
that.
So it's a great way of doing that. But then we have a population of women with kids that they cannot afford their rent, and then they're reaching out to us. So kindness sharing, and they're asking for housing and resources here. And then unfortunately, there's not much resources available for.
You know, there are a lot with religious groups. A lot of churches participate in that, and they will help people whether you're a member of their church or believe in their faith or not. I served on the board for many years of an organization called the Annandale Christian Community for Action, ACCA. We call it ACCA. And we provide housing. Well, we work with people to work with the county to provide housing. We
Perfect.
provide food and furniture and rides to medical appointments and language interpreters, things like that.
That's awesome.
All volunteers to anybody, whether they're Christians or not. And these are 40 different Christian churches working together. We don't worship together in the same church. We don't interpret the Bible the same way.
Yeah.
My particular church has an enormous effort to give food to people.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you something we do in my church. One Sunday, the first Sunday of every month, we fast.
Oh, awesome.
We fast between 16 and 24 hours. And we give up 2 meals. Usually, sometimes it's lunch and breakfast. I mean, dinner and breakfast. Usually, it's breakfast and lunch. We eat dinner, then we don't eat breakfast, we don't eat lunch, and then we eat dinner that Sunday night. And so for Saturday night while we're asleep and all day Sunday, we're fasting. And the money we would have spent on those 2 meals, we give that to the church specifically to take care of poor people.
That's awesome. I
And
like that. Yeah.
What's nice about that is even the poorest person can give a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, a rich person, rich people usually give a lot more than what they would have
Yes.
spent on 2 meals. You know, maybe they'll give $500 or
Yes.
or $100, but everybody can give what I would have spent on breakfast and what I
Yeah.
would have spent on lunch. I'm giving that to take care of the poor. And so the church has a vast treasury to take care of poor people, and they spend it on food, and maybe they'll pay somebody's electric bill or something like
That's
that.
awesome. So it's your church is giving an opportunity to everyone to feel good, to be
Yes.
kind-hearted, to take action,
Yes.
to know that I'm helpful. I can give my food to other people, so I can fast,
Yes.
and I can fast for one day, but I can feed another woman or children in
Yes,
need, which
exactly.
is awesome. I
And
love
that's
that,
so
yeah.
important, because when you see a homeless person
Yeah.
on the street, sometimes you have nothing to give them,
Yes.
and you feel bad.
Exactly.
You think, I wish I could do something, but you feel a comfort knowing Sunday I did something. I fasted and I gave that money. The other thing is, it lets you know what it feels like to be hungry.
Exactly. Yeah.
One day, you're hungry, but you feel a compassion for other
Exactly.
people.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. So, what is your message for those who do not want to help, those who do not want to be giving, those who feel like it's not my responsibility to feed people in need?
For them,
Yeah.
I don't really. I mean, it goes. I go back to the idea of liberty and freedom. I don't really have a message for them. I say, when you are ready to help, tell me and I will tell you how. But
Awesome.
I can't
like that.
force you to help. I
Yeah.
can't. You know, there's a for people who want to do something. There's a great website called justserve.org.
Yes, you
Justserve.org, and people will go there and they'll say, here's a service project. I need 7 people to fold papers and put them in envelopes. Here's one, I need 15 people to paint a house for
Wow.
a poor widow who lives in a house that's falling down and she needs help. You know, whatever the project is, they'll put it up. And you can go to that site, justserve.org, and you can say, I could give 2 hours to mowing the lawn of an old lady who can't mow her own lawn.
That's awesome.
I could do that. And you click and you say, I can do that on that Saturday, and I'll bring 3 friends with me.
That's awesome.
And then you make it
Yeah.
a social occasion.
Yeah.
And nobody makes any money from the
Yeah.
site. It's a place where you go and you look for a way to help somebody, and if
Yes.
you need help, you put it up and ask people to help.
That's awesome.
So if somebody changes their mind and say, I'm not willing to help, but I could give 2 hours once a month,
yeah.
go there and find something and sign up for 2 hours and do it, and then go home and feel good.
Perfect. Thank you so much for every second of your time being here with us today. Will you promise to be our guest next time in our next shows in the future?
Inshallah.
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 Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because our people have so many questions, and then one of the most interesting question that was one of my coworkers asked me to ask you is that how is it possible that in a country like the United States we have homeless people? So the money goes all over the world, so why can't we build apartments and houses for these people? So even if they are sick, so why we cannot hire nurses to take care of them? But these questions will be for the next show, and we will have you next show. Thank you so much for coming.
It was my
it was
pleasure.
a great honor to have you. And I always say that I work with you for some time, and I really like that. And I have very wonderful experience working with Mr. Bart. He's very professional. He's a real professional diplomat. So we are very grateful to have him, and he speaks Arabic as well.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Yeah, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.